Today we're going to demonstrate the sharpening, care, and cleaning of the pole saw blade. We've got a light positioned here to reveal the glint off the tooth so we can see when we've got that crisp edge. We're going to time ourselves to see how long it takes to sharpen this blade and give you a sense of what it takes to maintain and sharpen tools like these. We're going to begin by first applying our orange oil to the blade because we want to melt that old sap and shellac off these teeth. I'm going to get the sawdust out of there. We're using a brass bristle brush so that it does not damage or burnish the teeth dull. So we're using a brass brush. Clean all these teeth, get the gullet all the way down to the gullet of the tooth. Alright, looking pretty good. So we're going to take our compressed air and we also would like to ink at least some of these teeth so that we can see when our sharpening has been properly accomplished. This is going to give us a little reveal so we can check our tooth angle and be sure that we're getting it sharpened all the way to the tip. We're using what's known as a knife file. We're going to sharpen the back side of the tooth, each tooth, so we're going to come in, match that angle. We've got it secured in a vise so it's nice and firm. And takes a couple of strokes on each tooth. Now again, the glint of that light on the back of the tooth is showing me that my tooth sharpening has come all the way to the tip of that tri-edge tooth. This blade isn't real dull, so it's only taking about 2 strokes per tooth. If you're new at this, you might want to wear a leather glove so that you don't nick yourself on these teeth. I've done this so many times, it's not necessary for me. There we go. Now that I've reached the end of the vise, I'm going to need to shift my blade over so that I've got that full support. You can see the glint of that tooth, the last tooth where I left off. This saves a tremendous amount of time in the field. If your tools are sharp, the pruning goes way better. Okay, a couple more teeth. Okay, I've come all the way to the end. I'm going to flip her over. Again, I'm going to start at the base of the blade and work toward the tip. I'm going to come in at that correct angle, which is about right there. My knife file is also cutting the tooth a little bit deeper because as we sharpen, the tooth ultimately gets a little shorter. So by using a knife file, we're actually deepening the tooth as we're sharpening, because we don't want to lose that gullet depth of the tooth. We need that gullet to carry the chips out of the cut. When the cut is going well, you can feel that file just taking that material right out of there. Okay, we've touched up all the teeth, and now we might want to check for additional cleaning here. Sometimes we'll get a little bit of buildup on the side of the blade, a little corrosion, a little deposition of sap and terpene oils built up into the surface of the metal. So many times we'll just use, in this case we've got some some 400 wet and dry sandpaper, and we can just lay that up in there. Naturally, we don't want to dull the teeth, so we're just going to get the backbone of the saw and just give a little cleaning there. There. Okay, that's looking pretty good. There's a few little stains on there, but no matter. And it is quite sharp now. And that didn't take too long. It's about 10 minutes was all it took to bring this up to sharpness. And this blade is ready to go. Eventually what happens is, as you continue to sharpen the blade, we begin to lose the set of the teeth. And that's the offset in each direction that many times pole saw blades have a little bit of set to the teeth. Alternate teeth are offset to each side to give a little curve to the cut, to allow freedom of the blade to slide in the cut. But again, as the blade is sharpened and these teeth are sharpened back into the backbone of the blade, we begin to lose the width of that set. And sometimes that determines the lifespan of the blade. You can only sharpen them so many times, and then you're ready to go ahead and replace the blade. Unless you have a tooth setting tool. There is a tool for bending these teeth alternately offset. This blade still has plenty of set, and I think it can get quite a bit more field work before this blade is retired.